The fuck? Okay, hold on. It zoomed out. Guys, welcome back to Resident Evil Tier List Week. We're doing another one. This is the protagonist. This looks a little weird, I know. I had to do it this way just to get it to fit the screen properly and look not like crap. So, we're going to discuss this. We're going to rank them, and I think the best way to do it, and again, Brody has not played every game, but he could chime in on a lot of these because a lot of these characters repeat. We're going to go from the bottom all the way up. So, out of all the RE protagonists, now protagonists, I counted anybody who's basically playable for more than like a little bit. Like I didn't count Ashley, but I counted Carlos. Who is the worst protagonist in Resident Evil? Who would?
For the reason
Who,
you just said, I have to go Carlos.
I think that I understand your logic. Carlos, for quite frankly, Carlos is not my least favorite character on here, but I think that logic makes sense because you barely play as him. We are going to do a tier list later this week of all of the characters in the entire series. Carlos will rank higher than some of these people anyway, but as a protagonist, I can see what you mean. Fair enough. Who's
Next, I
next?
got another easy one. Helena.
Yep, 100%. I say I would. Would you also have Carlos over Helena in a character tier list?
Probably. Not a lot of time for Carlos, though.
Yeah, it's true. I just didn't like Helena that much. She's fine, but I thought that was my easy number next up, and I'll go ahead and say it because you haven't played Zero. I'm putting Billy up next. I like Billy. He's fine. I don't dislike him at all. It's just he's okay. I don't really have a problem with him. He's meh. I think if they remade it, they could maybe make him a little better. But Billy's story is pretty decent. I think this is where it gets harder because I, quite frankly, like the rest of these at least a little bit.
I think I'd probably
But
go Sheva.
I would be fine with that because I think she's definitely, if she's not next, she's coming up right after that. Would you be fine with putting Jake
Yep.
after that? Let's discuss Jake a little bit. I think Jake was a cool idea. Did you hate him? A lot
Wasted
of
on a bad
people
game.
a lot of people
No,
really hated him.
I think he was okay. I think they might have had. See, that's tough. I don't want to. I don't want to say definitely they had the weakest campaign in six, but there's certainly a case to be made.
I think the Ustanek stuff was cool, but I think as a whole, I don't remember as much from it. I liked Sherry and Jake's dynamic. I just think, like you said, the actual campaign was probably the weakest one. Maybe. What's the best campaign? Chris and Piers, probably.
That's why I say Grayson Beers.
Okay. I'm not.
Next,
I'm not gonna lie. This is where it gets tough for me, but I think I know who I'd want to go next. But
I have no comment on Rebecca, so I guess I mean,
Rebecca's gonna go up soon.
I think I'd probably just go Sherry for the similar reasons to Jake. This is the only game she's in.
I think so too. I think as a character, I like her a lot. I just don't, as a protagonist, like you said, I think it's fair, sound logic. She just isn't as prominent. I'm struggling with Ethan right now, man. I
I
really am. I don't know
I
where to
think
put
I have
Ethan.
two more I would put under him.
I have at least.
I think
I think I have Ethan. I think I.
okay.
Okay,
So
go make
I
your
think
point.
I think I'm between Grace and Pierce. Okay, both only have
I
one game.
yeah.
I played as Pierce and I liked playing as him. I liked his campaign a lot. But Grace had was basically like she was a bigger character than Pierce was in Chris's campaign in her own game. She had an interesting story, and it's nice. It's cool to see how she like tied into the lore. I mean, uh, if you want to say it's recency bias in the comments, yes, go ahead. But I would just go Pierce just simply because I feel like Grace was more relevant to the plot and had more time.
So
To,
Grace is
like
a true main character too. Piers is
Pierce,
technically a side character.
They managed to make Pierce a great character and how short of a campaign it was.
I say I know it's. I know I was telling Brody. I think it's an unpopular opinion because when the RE6 came out, people made fun of Piers a lot. Didn't like him. I liked him quite a bit. I thought he was a good character, but I thought they gave him a lot of emotional weight in Chris's story for how short he's in. Like his journey with Chris is great. The ending of his story is really good. I think he's a good character. Here's where I may disagree with you. Um, First of all, actually, I'd put Rebecca next, but we'll get her out of here because I put her next. I like Rebecca Chambers quite a bit. I just wish she was in more games. She's another one that gets a disadvantage only being in one game. Um, I am very much fine with Ethan and Grace going next. I think I like Grace more than I like Ethan though, because I think RE7 Ethan is barely a character. So like I would put Ethan higher just because I like Ethan and RE8. I don't know. Ethan's the one I struggle with the most because you know what I'm saying, right? Like
I mean, I feel
he's
like
a
there's a
very
certain relatability with Ethan that like in 7 that makes him like a good character. Cause like this guy, you drop in, you're playing as him, no ties to Umbrella or anything. It's just like you're along with the ride for him, like seeing like what horrors like away in the house. I feel
yeah,
like that like
he
you like
is
relate to him.
he is the everyman. He's just the everyday man dropped into the Resident Evil game. But I think Grace is also more of just like a regular person. How about we just tie them in the great tier and be done with it?
It's fine.
I think that's pretty fair. They're both great characters, but not as good as the big ones. Who would your next one be? I think I have an obvious pick.
Claire.
I think it's Claire. I think she loses out on not being in as many games. I love the game she's in. She's great in RE2. She's really good in Code Veronica. She's really good in the animated. I know you haven't seen any of them, but the animated movies, Claire is a huge character. She's good in those too. If they remade Code Veronica, maybe it's more Claire content out there. Maybe bring her back in a mainline game. She's in Revelations as well, which is technically canon, I think. I don't remember, but yeah, Claire's definitely next. Now who's third?
Um,
I think
I would
I
go
know.
Jill.
I'd go
I
Jill.
think she's got she's got 3. It's a good game. The story of Nemesis is good. I I like her elements in 5. I just feel that her dynamic with Wesker is just like not nearly as like complete and like complex as like Chris's.
Yeah, and RE1 Jill is cool looking. One of my favorite designs for Jill. I love the stars costumes personally. But RE1
I
Jill
think
like is barely a character to
I
me.
think as far as the other two go, I think her story feels a lot more disconnected to the main plot than the other two.
Yeah, for sure. She's still a badass. Still great. Nemesis, her versus Nemesis is fucking awesome. But I think, like you said, it's just like you're going up against, in my opinion, Resident Evil, basically. Like, Chris and Leon are the faces of the franchise to me. Like, they have been in the most games by far. They're still in the plot. Like, Jill has been gone for a while. Whether that's fair or not, that's a factor. Leon and Chris they're just always around and they're consistently amazing. Now, the question is, and I don't know where we're going to go with this. This is always the debate. What do you guys think of the
Probably
next one?
say Chris is second because I like his story with Wesker might be like the best thing in Resident Evil. It's a great tie-in. They managed to stretch it over the games without it feeling like what's the word like worn out or like overused.
Yeah.
It's he's good in every game he's in except 7. I know he's not in it that much, but at the end he didn't look like Chris Redfield,
we,
and
we,
it was very strange.
we just talked about me and Brody just talked about how he looks like that guy from Little Hope.
And it's very strange. And in 8, his role is confusing as well, but it's not bad. It's not very clear, like at the once you're playing the game, what his goal is.
I think that
But
the
then you
reason
come full circle at the end. He's a good guy. I think he's good. He's very close to Leon. It's just I like Leon's games more.
I think that's the thing. Leon's games are better, and Leon doesn't have doofus mode. Like Chris in RE1 is good. Chris in Code Veronica is good. Chris in RE5 is great, and then RE6 Chris I like, but RE7 it's just not. It's Chris Wrongfield, and then RE8 like he's a doofus. Like he's cool. I like him in RE8, but like he screws Ethan over by just like not telling him anything. It's like just, no, Ethan, stay out of it. Like what do you? And then at the end they literally say you should have told him. He goes, yeah, probably. So I think Leon doesn't have those moments, and also like RE4 original Leon is like quip central. I just don't think Leon has any
He didn't lean
weaknesses.
into it as much in the remake. That made me upset.
I wish they kept his like snarky. He's a lot more serious in the remake. Like I was talking to Brody earlier, like RE4 original, he's flirting with Hannigan, like he's like making everything's a joke to him. He's just, which is corny a little bit, but it's part of the charm of it. So I like that you have the two. Like the Nick Apostolides Leon is a little more serious. RE9 he leaned a little bit more back into that though, a little bit more back into the one-liners and stuff. But I feel like Leon's story, I like
I
the
think it's because they
older.
tried to make RE4 remake a little more serious.
They did. I feel like Leon's story from start to finish, the rookie cop turned all the way to where we see him. He's the grizzled veteran, and in RE9, I think it's just more complete than Chris's. But if you, spoiler alert, big spoiler alert, if you have not played RE9 yet, turn off the video now. Spoiler alert. Um, Chris reappearing at the end makes me wonder if Chris's story will, if Chris will be the RE10. Maybe we'll see the end of Chris's story. You know,
It's probably gonna be the end of both their stories. Ten's
like
like you got your 10 games. It's your send off.
send off for all of the main cast. Like I could even see them bringing back like Claire or something, or bringing someone else back in. Even could be interesting. Um, yeah, guys, that's our protagonist tier list, or ranking both. Stay tuned. We're about to do villains. That one I'm not really sure how I'm gonna feel about, but stay tuned. See you in the next.